Judd, the New York Jets took another L today at the hand of the Minnesota Vikings. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah. This is the least surprising thing of all time.
So Anthony Barr decided to stiff the Jets. There was somebody else who they wanted to that decided to come to Minnesota. I forget maybe who it was. They got Trevor Siemian away from the Vikings, so big steal there.
Yep.
And then today it was reported that George Paton, who is the assistant general manager of the Minnesota Vikings, who has been wooed by many a team and has not left, was contacted by the New York Jets that they were interested. And this, I believe, is the second time they've been interested in him as a potential GM. Mm-hmm. And he said, nah, nope, not interested. Not until you tell me what happened with Adam Gase's eyeballs. What was going on there?
And no one will tell you.
No one has said.
It's this weird, mysterious. Gase won't acknowledge, or he'll acknowledge it but not tell you. Nobody will tell you why his eyes were rolling around in his head.
This would have been so simple, is to just say, oh yeah, he had a procedure or something, like a eyeball procedure.
A procedure.
You ever run into anybody that had their pupils dilated and you're like, you all right?
Oh yeah.
You all right, buddy? You look kind of surprised.
But what causes eyeballs to roll around?
Drugs?
No, I know that. But if you're not on drugs, what procedure or what would cause your eyeballs to look like you're a puppet?
I have no clue.
Cookie Monster.
I need a doctor to analyze what he looked like. So anyway, the Jets take another L. George Paton. Why do you think George Paton isn't taking someone else's GM job? Is he holding out for this one?
I don't know. Because George Paton has turned down opportunities I think at the time, because he's been here essentially since I started to cover the team, or since Rick got the job, he has turned down numerous opportunities to interview for GM jobs. And I want to say that he might have gone to a couple places, but the Rams, when they were in St. Louis, were in the mix of teams that were interested in him at one point. I want to say San Francisco was. I don't know. I don't know if he thinks that he's going to replace Rick eventually, or he might just be really smart. He might look at opportunities and be like, I've got a good job here.
Yeah.
I've got a good role here. And the one thing that has always amazed me is the amount of people in life who will jump at opportunities. And you're like, I don't know that that's that great. So he might just be a really smart guy who says, everything with the Vikings is constructed perfectly, and plus odds are I'm going to keep my job. Now, in this case, there would be the opportunity to say if the Vikings aren't successful in 2019, Spielman and Zimmer and all those guys get blown out. But if there's one job I'm not going near right now among the jobs in pro sports, the Jets are at the top of that list. I'm not going near the Jets.
Have you heard that they were reaching out to like Peter Schrager, who's on NFL Network, and Daniel Jeremiah? Yeah,
that I saw, and that actually didn't shock me.
No, he's very
Peter
smart.
Schrager?
Jeremiah.
Is he a football?
Now, no, he's
like you, right?
A reporter, yeah. And
do you want to run the Jets?
Now, I think that maybe it was to get like some advice on potential candidates, but also, are you kidding me? I mean, this sounds like the Timberwolves with Khan.
The new GM of the New York Jets. Please welcome Peter King.
I'll do it. I'll take it. You would think that really shows you how bad this situation is, because a young quarterback usually buys you quite a few years, especially if you didn't draft him.
Yep.
If you're the GM who comes in with Sam Darnold year 2, he might be amazing. And then you're like, oh yeah, we knew. That's why we didn't get rid of him.
Yep.
And if he's terrible, I didn't draft that guy. What? So anyway, it's fascinating that no one wants to be the general manager of the Jets because it's a disaster.
And the Jets and Giants are both just